So this is one of those videos I have been excited to make for freaking forever because it's something I get asked all the time, especially as a blog content writer, is should I start a blog or should I launch a YouTube channel or should I swap what I'm doing right now to do the other thing to get better results? And the answer is not one that you're probably gonna like, but we're gonna talk about it anyway. So first off, hey, hi, hello, I am Michaela. I'm a blog content writer and SEO strategist, and I help small businesses like you get seen and searched on Google, Bing, Yahoo, and beyond. But back to today's topic of blogging versus YouTube. So when it comes to blogging and YouTube, they're actually extremely similar. And you wouldn't think that considering they're platforms that you consume in totally different ways. So one is a video, one is writing. But when it comes to how the content performs and even the time that goes behind it, the results are very similar. The ROI, the longevity, the compounding factor, it is very, very similar, which is why it's so hard to choose where to put your resources, where to put your time, and which one is best for you. So today we're going to break it down into 3 different factors that I tend to look at and I talk to my clients about and I talk to my students about before they go all in on either one or both and try and balance it. But let's talk all the things, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is ROI. And if you are not thinking ROI, then you probably shouldn't be making this decision. Before you think about where to put your time, your money, your effort, if you're DIYing, trying to get someone to do it for you, or trying to join a program, you need to think about what this could bring your business, what visibility, what kind of conversions. But when it comes to blogging and YouTube, the conversion percentage, the ROI, is almost the exact same. And that's because both work off of SEO or search engine optimization. So search engine optimization is when you go to a search engine and you type in how to make French fries and it brings you a recipe for how to make French fries. So that thing that showed up is optimized for SEO, which allowed it to show up when you were searching. And both YouTube and Google and other search engines that a blog could show up on work off of SEO. So the post, the video that you write or record has the opportunity to continue showing up for years. I mean, there are blog posts out there that have ranked for 10 plus years, and research has shown that around 2 years is actually when a blog post will peak, and that'll be where it'll stay. But it takes those 2 years to get to that point. So it truly is a long game. But the same goes for YouTube, is that your YouTube videos can continue to rank for years. They can continue to perform for your business, to show up. So think about that showing up for years, which means it can convert for years, which means you get crazy ROIs like 300%, 1,000%. It really just depends on the video, the industry, and everything in between. I mean, even if your business is still around in 10 years, hopefully it is, but I'm just saying. So all of this goes into how your ROI is determined. Now, it does hit the average of 5% for content creation, which is awesome. A 5% conversion rate is not bad, but that long-term ROI, that compounding ROI, is pretty similar between the two. All right, next is how long does it actually take to create this content? Because that's something we have to think about as well, is we have limited time. And if we don't have time, we have to have the money to put them behind it, right? Like we have to be able to either outsource it or come up with workflows that reduce the amount of time that you spend on something. So a blog post is the winner. Blogging is the winner on this time based on data. It takes the average person 4 to 5 hours to write a blog post. And that is from ideation to full-on publication and everything in between. Now, for a YouTube video, from ideation to recording to editing, it takes the average person 7 hours. So it is a little bit longer than blogging, but it is a different type of platform or content you're creating or a different skill that you're utilizing for the editing and stuff. Now, that being said, that does not mean that that is the average. And here's where this gets sticky. And why I said you're not going to like this answer is because both blogging and YouTube can be cut down significantly. And by significantly, I mean that you could spend 1 hour on blogging or 1 hour on YouTube a month and still get results. But the difference is you're going to need to create that workflow. For example, I have students who publish randomly. For example, I have a Pinterest manager who purchased a resource, wrote the blog post, did not write any other blog post, and had earned about $2,000 over the course of 2 months. So the ROI is there. But the same goes for YouTube. So I've participated in programs. I'm in a program right now for YouTube. That's why we're here. But the workflow for that, you can bring it down to about an hour a month and still get conversions and still get the sales to make it worth it. So truly, they're about equal, fortunately or unfortunately. And then the last thing is your goals, honestly. It's your goals, it's you. What do you want to continue to do? What do you want to stick with? And if it's something that you want to do, you want to outsource. So for example, if you're like, I have the time to like put behind it right now, but eventually it's not something I really want to do, YouTube is probably not for you because it takes you. It's your face. See, we're right here together. But with blogging, it's something you can easily outsource. So if you blog for a few years or a few months and you're like, I don't really want to start a blog anymore. Like, I don't really dig blogging, but you have now created the resources, the money resources to outsource. It's much easier to outsource that blog post. It's much easier to come to a blog content writer and be like, hey, can you take over my blog for me? And there be a seamless integration of that service provider because they know how to pick up on your voice. They know how to talk like you, and they know how to write a blog post that ranks but doesn't seem disjointed in your overall marketing. Whereas with YouTube, it is very much you. Like, you are involved in this. This is your face on a screen. And if you're like, one day I don't really want to do this anymore, that's pretty much the end of it. And please do not say AI can replace you, because you know how natural it looks. It's very unnatural, very just, and not something that I would ever recommend. So you do have to kind of like consider what your long-term goals are in that sense. But for the in-between, but overall, if you're deciding between blogging and YouTube, the struggle is it's up to you. It is truly a decision that you just have to make because they bring the same benefits. It will take you about the same amount of time and it will likely meet your goals, because another benefit of blogging and YouTube that doesn't get talked about enough is its ability to be able to meet your audience where they're at. So both with blogging and YouTube is you are not stuck in a channel. You do not have to speak to just your solution aware or just your problem aware pieces of your audience. You can speak to all of them, because remember, these pieces of content that you're creating are going to continue to show up. They're showing up where people need them, not just when you post them, which means that you can have Sally on your website who is just now learning that she has a problem. She's like, I need a solution for this. So she is going out searching for the solution. She does not know what it is. She just knows she's got an issue and she needs to solve it. And she can find your blog post or your YouTube video, because they both work pretty similarly. She can find them and consume them. But at the same exact time, you can have, let's call her Megan. We'd have Megan who is already problem aware. She already knows she's got a problem. She already knows what the solution is, but she doesn't know who is going to solve it for her. She does not know who is going to provide the solution. She does not know that next step. And so she's searching for you, like you as a service provider, you as a business owner, or whatever you're selling. So she's on that hunt. And so then she finds a YouTube video or a blog post that is dedicated to her, that says that, hey, I have the solution and I am a trustworthy person for you to invest in, for you to trust with your time, your money, etc. And she can be reading this at the same time, and she can be reading it at the same time, and this person can sign up for your freebie or buy a low ticket offer, and this person can book a one-on-one for you. So you have it at this point, or you create, honestly, this point where people at multiple points of their awareness, of their journey, can connect with you, invest in you, and do what they need to do without you having to worry about it. Because at this point, you've already created the content. It's already in existence. You don't have to do it anymore. Like, you're already at this point where they're consuming these things, when Megan's shopping, when Sally's searching, you're working on something else. You're working on your launch. You're working on the next piece of content to create for another platform. Maybe you're writing your next blog post. Maybe you're doing your next YouTube. They just work so well and long term. But I will always be kind of biased to starting on one or the other and then integrating them. I think YouTube and blogging work so well in tandem, and that if you're not sure, you want something a little bit more low cost or low commitment, no commitment, like it's going to be easier for you to ditch, I would recommend starting with blogging. It is a little bit easier to snag resources for, which I have one in the description below that can tell you how to start putting together your blog post. Now, I will always be biased to starting with blogging. Although I do think you should do both because they do work so well in tandem. But I will be biased for blogging and proudly biased for blogging because there's not as big of a buy-in to start. You can start and quit, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to invest in any type of equipment. You don't have to spend hours editing. You can literally just do a little bit of research and then get to it, and voila, you have a blog post. It's also so forgiving. So if you start out messy, you can come back in like 3 months, 3 years, and update those old posts, and then they be fine. Like, it'll be perfectly fine. And honestly, search engines love it when you update stuff. So you may even rank higher than you used to. Whereas with a YouTube video, you publish it and that's it. Like, you can re-record in the future and republish, but it's not going to live in that same spot. Whereas with a blog post, like, it's that same blog post that just keeps going. Whether you update it, you leave it be, it's doing its thing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Plus, the resources are easier to grab for blogging. Honestly, I have a kit in the description down below that walks you through how to like structure a blog post, or even just the freebie. Free things exist, but even just the freebie is a free blog post SEO checklist that walks you through a few of the essential things that you need to make sure you have before you write, when you write, and after you write when it comes to blogging. But truly, it really boils down to, do you want to be on camera? Or would you rather do something behind the scenes? Blogging's behind the scenes. You can write whenever. You can do the things. Whereas YouTube's on camera and you have to show your face. So that's what you got to consider if you're choosing between blogging and YouTube. And long term, I do think you should do both. But that's just some food for thought. If you would like to go ahead and kick off your blogging journey, though, I do have a kit down in the description. It will help you write a blog post in less than an hour. It's golden. It's mine. So again, if you are leaning towards YouTube, I do highly recommend Jamar Diggs' YouTube program. It's an annual program that takes you through the process of creating a low lift YouTube strategy and doing the recording. It's why I'm on here. But again, that's in the description as well. Don't forget to say that Michaela sent you, because I'm an affiliate as well. So, but it is truly a program that I love and I believe in. If you want to check out any more resources on blogging, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and check out my playlist. But that is it for today. Bye.